Welcome to a bookish trip to California. It's a literary-inspired travel week to West Hollywood, Malibu, and San Jose, featuring plenty of book-inspired activities and adventures. And I am overjoyed to share that this trip and video is in partnership with Visit California. Thank you so much for your support. This is my actual dream brand trip where the itinerary revolves around books and showing you all the cool bookish places the state has to offer. I just checked into the hotel. This is absolutely amazing. It feels so good to be in a warm, summery place, even though it's not technically summer yet. Like last week in Colorado, it was full on blizzarding. But here, no, it's all nice and sunny. The vibes are good. Let me show you the hotel room. It's so pretty. So this is Hotel 850 SVB. We are like right in the center of West Hollywood, which is amazing. This is what it looks like when you come in. We have such a pretty setup here where I managed to put all of my stuff. I'm gonna sleep so well tonight, especially after getting up early for the flight. And then they gave me a little welcome bag, which is so much fun. It came with this hat that says West Hollywood and a tote bag. I love a tote bag for groceries and for books. And this fireplace is stunning. It's probably a little too hot out to actually turn it on. The look of it, gorgeous. And then we have these curtains and a desk. I do love a desk. And this is in such a good location. We're like right by Melrose and by all those trendy restaurants and cafes. Hi. And let me show you this balcony. I love a balcony for reading. This is what it looks like, and look at this view up here. You can see right into the Hollywood Hills. I love it so much. And of course the bathroom. This is my outfit. I brought like a jacket slash blazer to wear over this, which I'm starting to think might be a little bit too hot, but it's fine. Such a huge shower. And the robe. So now after I brush my teeth, I'm going to head out. I'm gonna go to the Butcher's Daughter, I think. It's this really trendy brunch spot that I've seen people talk about for years. Then after that, I'm gonna go on a rock and walk tour, which sounds so fun. I do love a walking tour. It's such a good way to get exercise and to learn about the place that you're staying in. This tour, I don't know a ton about it, but we're going to be walking for about 4 or 5 hours and learning about rock and roll and music history and celebrities and everything. Feels like very Daisy Jones, Evelyn Hugo vibe. A better look at the outfit. I do think this is gonna be too hot though, but I'm still gonna bring the jacket anyway. I almost went to college in LA, so I love coming back here. Good morning. So we had a bit of a slow morning this morning, which was honestly fantastic because yesterday was so much fun, though it was very busy. The walking tour was incredible. We saw so many spots. This tour was along the Sunset Strip and around the areas of West Hollywood. I think I walked about 16,000 steps, so great exercise as well as learning so much about the history of Hollywood. The tour guide, he was fantastic. He knew I was coming to do some bookish content, so he made a lot of the tour Daisy Jones and the Six themed, which is so fun. So he pointed out places where they filmed the show and places that Daisy Jones and her band would have gone in the 70s if they were not fictional characters. So if you ever come to LA and you love music, especially 70s and 80s rock, you gotta go on this tour. But since yesterday was so busy, today is more of a chill day, and it is bookstore day. On the tour yesterday, he pointed out 2 bookstores to go to. One of them is called Booktube, which is apparently a huge independent bookstore bookstore, and I just know I'm gonna spend so long in this place. And there's also another independent bookstore that sells first editions that we also went into yesterday, and he knew the owners, so we were able to talk to the owners about all their first editions that they acquired, and these books are so rare and they're first print. It is supposed to rain this afternoon, and that makes me excited that there is that fireplace in my room, which the PR director of West Hollywood, he came along on the tour yesterday and he's amazing. He was like, oh, I picked this room out because of the fireplace would make such a cozy little reading nook, and I'm like, yes. You get me. Ready for the day. Walking up these hills is such a good workout. It's so hilly. One of the things that I'm absolutely loving here is like the foliage, because there's such a variety and it feels so tropical. See, it's just so leafy. It started raining. Clearly back at the hotel room and change into the pajamas, because anytime I'm not out and about, I need to be in comfy clothes. So I feel like one of the things that I have to do when I travel, I always like to take a mid-afternoon break, because I just need my introverted time to quickly recharge before rallying and going back out. And that's actually perfect timing, because right after lunch, well, technically while I was eating lunch and I somehow did not realize it at first, it started pouring rain. Now it is time to take a little reading break before going back out. I also spent about 2 hours in Booktube. That store was incredible, and I got there close to when it opened, so it was just so peaceful browsing the sections. Such a great fiction selection, as well as film and record and music section. If you are a bookworm, a music lover, or both, probably even better if you're both, that is the store for you. I did buy 2 books there. I bought Love is a War Song by Danica Nava. She wrote The Truth According to Ember, which I absolutely love. They're rom-coms. And then the other book I bought was Hungerstone, which is a horror historical fantasy book. Happy Wednesday. We are still in West Hollywood, except I just picked up the rental car because we are going to drive to Malibu this later morning and early afternoon. I have always wanted to go to Malibu so badly. It's where one of my favorite book series of all time takes place, the Dark Artifices series. In that book, one of the main settings is the Institute, and the Institute is set in Malibu. So I cannot wait to drive up there. I've always also wanted to drive along the Pacific Coast Highway. First, a fangirl activity. This is the back. still have some of my lavender haze latte left. I've really gotten into these lavender coffees because that's what I had at the Butcher's Daughter too. They're just so good because they're not that sweet and they feel very spring summer. Now we're gonna drive up to Malibu, but my first stop, I've wanted to go to the store for years. It's a vintage store. It's called Hidden Treasures, and the reason I heard about that is because of the book series I was telling you about earlier. In Lady Midnight, which is the first book in the Dark Artifices series, Emma and Christina, they go to this store. It's like the super eclectic vintage store, and I think the perfect trip means going to one of your favorite female main characters' favorite store. So that store was absolutely incredible, even better than I imagined. Their selection was just amazing. I am so sad about that sequin dress because I loved it. However, it was just way too short. But that store was just so much fun. There were so many unique pieces and unique decor. The aesthetic is almost like a sunken pirate ship that was filled with clothes. Anyway, now we're gonna drive back down and get some lunch. Also, this is what it takes to be a scrapbook slash junk journal girly, is I've spent a long time peeling the sticker off of this cup so I can put it in my scrapbook. I just got to the Malibu hotel and oh my gosh, this is so fancy. It's just, I have no words. I'm just gonna show you. Walk in, right? And this is the view. Like, this is so gorgeous. Look at the ocean. I'm on the top floor. This is the Malibu Beach Inn and it's absolutely gorgeous. I have no words. Oh my gosh. It's just beautiful. Sitting area and the bed is so cozy. I absolutely love how it's like kind of a cabin-y vibe. The beach version of a mountain cabin. It has a fireplace too. And they put out some wine and a snack plate. I'm just so in love with this place. I don't think I will ever be able to leave. And the mini bar is stunning. In the bathroom too, a robe. I love how big this sink is, and the shower. This is literally the perfect place for a bookish vacation. I have to start Malibu Rising tonight. Made a new friend. We made it to San Jose. It's around 11 a.m. but it feels like I've kind of already lived a full day already. I am so excited to be here. This hotel room is amazing. It's in such a good location too. It's by so many fun shops and restaurants. I love the vibes of Northern California. The mountains are stunning. But this morning I woke up at 5 a.m. to drive from Malibu to LAX. Super quick flight. I finished my book that I was reading called Next Time Will Be Our Turn. That was actually the perfect book to bring on this trip because it takes place in LA. There's a little bit of it set in Berkeley, which is in Northern California, which is where we are right now, and a little bit of it takes place in Indonesia. But that book was so emotional. It reminded me a lot of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. A grandmother basically tells her granddaughter her entire life story and how she fell in love. I was like trying not to start crying on the plane, so couldn't recommend that more. And let me give you the room tour. So this room is huge. I'm so so excited to come back to this room after my day today and just read my book and eat my dessert. This is the bathroom. This is absolutely stunning. This literally is the perfect like getting ready style bathroom because not only are there like regular sinks, we have the makeup, I don't know if that's what you would call it, like the vanity style sinks and lots of counter space. That is my favorite thing in the bathroom, is just infinite counter space. A huge shower tub. I could just live in this. This is so amazing. And then going into the main area, we have this whole room. This is such a big, gorgeous room. I love it. Another mirror. This is like my dream mirror that I would have in a house. Gorgeous sitting area. Bed. I just love how crisp this looks and I just want to jump in it right now, but it's only 11 o'clock. This is so beautiful. Look at this view. They also gave me the cutest gift bag, which I haven't opened, so let's open it. Water bottle. Oh, I love a water bottle. This is so cute. This is the perfect size too for travel because the water bottle I have right now is too big for the like holder on my backpack. A notebook. I love a notebook. I've gotten so much into journaling lately and I will definitely use this as my next journal. A lip balm, a shirt. This is so fun. Pen to go with the notebook. This was so nice. Thank you so much. I have a lunch reservation at a restaurant down the street which looks so delicious. And later today I'm going on this tour of the Winchester Mystery House. This house has 160 rooms and it was established by an heiress, which sounds like the plot of a book. And they've since turned this house into a museum and a lot of the rooms have secret passages or don't lead anywhere. It seems super cool. I love architecture stuff like this and also museum tours, so that should be so much fun. And then I have another dinner reservation tonight at a restaurant that sounds amazing. They also just sent this. This is so amazing. I am such a sweet person. This is so nice. A handwritten note is just too kind. I love chocolate covered strawberries. Good morning. I slept so incredibly well last night. I think I went to bed at like 10:30 and then I woke up at 8:30. So solid 10 hours of sleep. I feel so refreshed. Today is unfortunately the last day of this trip. It's been so much fun. I've had such a wonderful time. I've loved going to all the bookstores, going to the beach, going on these tours. So much delicious food. That's like one of my favorite things to do in traveling is going to new restaurants and reading my book. It feels very people we meet on vacation coded. But it's about 9:30 and my flight is in the early afternoon. But this morning I'm gonna get some coffee and some food at this bakery slash cafe that I saw, and I'll pack up all my stuff and hopefully I'll have time to go to the pool. I want to sit at the pool and read some of my book before getting on this flight.